Becca,
Yes.
first of all, how long have you been homeless for?
About 3 years. I lost my flat 10 years ago, but then I was in a relationship. It got a bit abusive, so I've moved out of that. I've been off and on homeless for about 2 years, sofa surfing,
Okay.
various cantankerous, perverted males I could stay with, but I'd rather stay in my tent. So,
So initially, what was the main cause that led you to being homeless?
well, my uncle paid my mum's rent. My mum said, I'll pay yours. And then she ended up paying a bailiff debt instead. And where I was induced with inheritance money, and I got swindled out of that. And so that meant I lost my flat, which I had for 10 years. Everything was so nice, all those grapevines, all my plants, nice painting. Put so much love into it. And then I lost my house and everything just kind of spiraled. I got into a relationship with an older guy, and it gradually became quite abusive until I'd cut off a lot of bridges. And I mean, I grew up in care, but I was in a rich area, so for me it was always very important never to be looked down on. So I've kind of distanced myself from a lot of people that previously anchored my life, and so I'm kind of a bit, I don't know, just a
What
bit
was
adrift.
your life like before you became homeless?
Well, I've got a fashion HND and art and design GMVQ. I'm a holistic massage therapist. Last IQ test was 170. At the school it was 148.
Wow.
I fire dance. I've done my MVQs in hairdressing, although you wouldn't notice it. I've got my cosmetic makeup, dance diplomas. I've done a lot of stuff, but really losing my house just fucked me up. And then my mum's been sectioned now. She's in an old people's home. I didn't even realise all that was happening. And
And then initially, when you became homeless, how was your first day of when you became homeless? Describe to us that first day.
It was pretty daunting. I mean, I always used to have FB keys, so I used to be able to get into bin shoots. I mean, I've lost them now, but I used to squat and, just always try and find a place off the streets, no matter where it was. I mean, I've slept in one of them almost Deliveroo kind of boxes one time when I went up to see a friend in Raynham, and I couldn't remember where it was at night time. So it was so cold, I found one of these big recycling boxes that was kind of insulated, and I ended up sleeping in there for the night. Another time I got stranded in Upminster. I had my brolly, so I made paper kind of like coming down and made like a little tent out of a brolly. So I mean, there's always a sort of way, whether it's stuffing paper in between the layers of your clothes or finding carrier bags to put in your shoes so, when your feet are wet. That's another really
Did other
horrible
homeless
things.
people help you when you?
Yeah, but you'll sit down and share your food with them, and they'll nick you £20 for a hostel. So I've kind of distanced. I've been disillusioned by people so often, and I grew up with good friends and good people, but right now I've got acquaintances but no friends.
Where do you sleep at the moment?
There's a little park in Shadwell, sort of Aldgate, kind of stay around there.
And you said you have a tent.
Yeah.
How did you manage to get the tent?
Someone bought it for us when we was living on Whitechapel Bridge, but then we got an ASBO thing from there, so I can't stay there. So there's a little park kind of in the woody kind of like flower beds, and I always keep everything to myself, because as soon as I've had a little place before, little like cupboards and that, and as soon as anyone knows, they're quite tolerant of me. Do you know what I mean? Because I tend to keep it all pretty low profile. I'll only go in and out at night. I'm quiet, and you have to be pretty heartless to kind of not want me to stay there. But when other people start coming, that's when it's
Do
messed
you have
up.
any friends on the street who help you or who look out for you?
Yeah. But I mean, I don't drink alcohol. I'm on methadone script now, so I'm gradually weaning that down. And it just seems a lot of people are just there to take. And I've always been a raver. I've always been a giver. And it's just quite saddening. Sometimes I don't know what the motivation is, whether people are conscious of the way they act, or whether it's just you're so grabby because they've never had any luxuries in life, and it just I've just kind of realised that I have to be as compassionate to myself as I am to other people, because when I'm got nothing, there's nobody there that wants to help me. So that's why I just try and help myself, because if it gets to a point where I haven't got anything where to stay, then like right now I feel like a tramp. But I have done Valence Road, I have done all that, but at the end of the day I think it's a lot more shameful to be a thief or a wrong-un or a ponce than it is to be a sex worker. Not that I do it on a regular, but I'd rather do trains or whatever. But I've been an Ishran Buddhist since I was 21. I don't tell a lot of people because they like to judge my life, but ultimately I know that nothing goes unnoticed. Do you know what I mean? Even if it's not noted, do you know what I mean? It's like, I know, and it's a big difference between knowing better and doing it, or just doing something opportunistically. And unfortunately I do know better, which is what's kind of...
So what do you miss the most then from your...
Eating ice cream at 2 a.m.
So having a normal life, basically.
Do you know what I mean? Just them little things, just, a tea drink without access to a kettle. you know. But it really is, I used to have tick from my ice cream van and just being able to go to the fridge at 2 a.m. and just eat some pistachio ice cream. It's a silly thing, but
It's my favourite flavour as well.
yeah, but it's, you know.
What's the one thing you're the most grateful for right now?
For sorting the wheat from the chaff when it comes to my friends, from knowing a rock bottom so I don't have to go there again, for realising that I can be content, and even though I might not be wealthy in my financial, I've still got spiritual wealth, and I know that once I stop this cycle of entropic suffering, that I really will be able to be content, because, you know, if I can be content in the gutter, then I know that I need to move on up.
Oh, listen, you're very inspirational, I must say, and even me listening to you, what is it that makes you so positive?
There's got to be a silver lining, and you know, we're never dealt anything that we can't handle in this life. You know, Mother Teresa said, just wish the universe didn't trust me so much. But everything's an opportunity for growth, whether it's wisdom, compassion, courage. You know. So,
what's the nicest thing someone has done for you while you've been homeless?
Buying me a tent. Someone gave me £50 the other day.
Nice.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And that got me staying somewhere for a couple of nights. And, you know, just little things, people buying you a hat or a glove, or getting you a cup of tea, or, you know what I mean? And even just asking you what you want rather than getting you a million sandwiches. I'd rather have a packet of Haribos that I can bung in my bag for tomorrow. You know, just little things.
And what's the meanest thing someone has done to you?
Pissed on me. Set fire to my tent.
That's horrible. And
or just robbed things off me.
Why do you think people do such things?
Because how can you expect someone to have more respect for you than they have for themselves? And quite often there's that disdain that comes with, you know, the fact they got sold a dream, they're not happy, they went to college, they went to work, they're in a loveless relationship, and they'd quite like to, they imagine you sit on a bench and drink beers all day. Do you know what I mean? And it's like that is kind of, you know, because it's almost feel like poverty's contagious, or, you know, it's but I often find, you know, it's the people that go around bashing up gay people that have had the odd homophobic dream. Do you know what I mean? And it's quite often the people that are sort of teetering on that edge and are very unhappy. I mean, to kick a dog when they're down, you've got to be pretty low. So instead, I don't get angry at these people, I pity them, you know.
And what items do you normally require quite a lot while you're homeless?
Baby wipes, hand sanitizers, you know, blankets always end up getting wet, so quite often I have them silver ones from the hospital.
Do you ever get any of these things stolen from you?
Yeah, I've had my trainer stolen, I've had so many little bits stolen, and you know, and like you sit down, it's your cup, your money, do you know what I mean? And you know it's someone else that's homeless in this situation, but then, you know, it's at the end of the day, I say I'd rather get cunted off once in a while than be a cunt. At least my heart's still open to be vulnerable and to risk that, but also I have the opportunity to risk meeting good people as well.
And if you could go back, what would you change, if anything?
I don't believe in having no regrets. I just believe in creating a reality so great I don't want to change it. That's like, rather than looking back, I'd rather what we do now affects the past, it defines it, and it shapes the future. So I don't like to. There's very little in the past that I believe has enough merit to bring it into the moment. So for me, it's just about focusing on where I want to be and keeping that in mind.
And if you don't mind me asking, where is it that you want to be? What's your end game?
I want to have a festival tent, a psychedelic tea tent at festivals, magic hat, pay what you want, you know, kind of like a psychedelic acoustic space with a little shop on the side, and then spend the other half of the year looking around the world for nice crystals and incense, and just having a really nice family vibe and people around me that I care about.
Okay, and finally, what's your final message to people out there watching this video? What would you like them to know that maybe they don't know?
Just even acknowledging someone when you don't even look at their eyes. I mean, just acknowledgement is a gift and a blessing within itself, and I don't mind if someone doesn't look at me, but because I can handle that and I see that it's their own pain. But quite often that could be the difference between someone jumping in front of the next tree and I'm jumping on it. Do you know what I mean? And you know, it's just that's the most dehumanizing of anything. But it's just a little gift, just acknowledgement. Even if it's fuck off, do you know what I mean? Or I can't, do you know what I mean? But that just lack of looking everywhere but at you just is quite mortifying, you know? Nobody wants to be in these situations.
Thank you so much, and
all right.
God bless
Thank
you.